In the headlines, husband of murdered pregnant woman in Anambra speaks, says wife pleaded with killers to spare children. Abuja-Kaduna train attackers give conditions to the federal government. EFCC arrests Rochas Okorocha in Abuja. Away from Nigeria, 300 displaced, others injured in Colombia river flood. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. We begin on a sad note. The recent murder of a pregnant woman and her 4 kids in Anambra State continues to generate outrage and condemnation. Husband of the slain woman, Jibrin Ahmed, told BBC Hausa that his late wife and the 4 kids, Fatima, Khadija, Hadiza and Zenaituna, were all killed in an ambush.
Last week, my wife and her children paid homage to my sister in Orumba North local government. On their way home, while on a commercial motorcycle, they were attacked. All of them were killed. My wife is having a 9-month-old pregnancy.
Now, attackers of the Kaduna-Abuja train have demanded the release of their children in the custody of the federal government before they can begin negotiation for the release of abducted passengers still in captivity. According to Daily Trust, the terrorists made their demand known when they reached out to the Kaduna-based publisher of Desert Herald newspaper, Alhaji Tukuru Mamu. They said that they are not interested in money as ransom. One of the terrorists, simply identified as Abu Bara, told the publisher that they want their message passed to the authorities concerned. It could be recalled that the terrorists attacked the train on March 28, killing 9 passengers and abducting 62 others. They later released 2 of the victims. Still on security matters, at least 15 farmers were reportedly killed on Tuesday when bandits stormed Gakurdi village in Jibia local government area of Katsina State. The development comes hours after over 40 farmers were slaughtered by Boko Haram fighters in Borno State. Abdullahi Ahmadi tells us more.
Gakurdi village is just a stone throw to Magama, a border town in Jibia local government whose inhabitants are mostly traders and farmers. The village has been deserted as women and children have fled to Niger Republic, Katsina and Jibia town for safety. People of Gakurdi village say their problem was triggered by the terrorists acquiring intelligence that they were acquiring weapons to protect themselves from incessant attacks of bandits and their collaborators. The Katsina State Commissioner of Police, Idris Dauda Dabam, while commiserating with the families of the deceased and people of the village, gave assurances that the command would do everything possible to avert reoccurrence of the ugly incident.
The police team and the military team came here to assess the situation and to know the way forward. We were told by the village here that this is not the first time and they have come here, and even you cannot even see a fowl here now. All have been taken away by the hoodlums, the terrorists, and today they came and killed 12 people, bombed some houses.
The chairman Jibia local government, Bashir Maitan, who led the police to the village, has promised to provide support and other logistics for security personnel to carry out their work with ease. The chairman said most of the people in the security-prone communities have been living in fears and uncertainty, a situation he said must be reversed to allow the farming communities participate in this year's farming activities.
So an ta'asar da aka yi. So inshallah
These people were killed. We consider this as a destiny from God. They did not harm anybody, but they were attacked and killed. May their souls rest in peace. Amen. The villagers, while commending the state government, the CP and the GBA local government chairman called for the deployment of more security personnel to the area for peace to reign. The terrorists have already made us poor. They have rustled all our domestic animals. We don't have anything now. Even if you want to flee this community to a more passive, safer place, we have nothing to start with, and we are poor. With this situation, we are really living a miserable life full of uncertainty. We are not sure when and where the terrorists will strike again. Communities of GBA local government have consistently been coming under attacks for the last 6 years, which has devastated the economy of the people, who are mostly traders and farmers. Abdullahi Ismail, Closed Television News, Katsina.
Moving on to political matters, a former Minister of Youth and Sports Development, Bolaji Abdullahi, has emerged as the senatorial candidate of the People's Democratic Party for Kwara Central.
A former senator, Rafiu Ibrahim, also emerged as the PDP consensus candidate for Kwara South. He was affirmed by the delegates as the consensus candidate.
In Ilori.
In Kwara North, it was a keen contest between a former senator, Rafiu Ibrahim, also emerged as the PDP consensus candidate for Kwara South. He was affirmed by the delegates as the consensus candidate. In Kwara North, it was a keen contest between a former commissioner for local government and chieftaincy affairs, Isa Bawa, and a former commissioner for special duties, Aisha Ahman Pategi. Isa Bawa eventually defeated Ahman Pategi to clinch the PDP senatorial ticket for Kwara North. Addressing journalists after his emergence, the Kwara Central senatorial candidate, Bolaji Abdullahi, said emerging through a consensus is democratic as the process does not allow imposition.
Then the party said, then go ahead and conduct primaries. And you could see what happened. Competitive primaries elections were conducted in the 2 House of Representative constituencies yesterday in PDP, and winners emerged. You know, so it is not as if we shut down the space for competitive selection process. You know, so I think the situation you describe happens where there is no such agreement on everyone pulling in the same direction. And I also think a corollary to that, which we will all object to, is what we call imposition, where candidates are imposed on the parties or on the constituencies, and the majority of the people don't want this person. By for whatever reason, if leadership of the party now imposes a candidate against the will of the people, then that is undemocratic.
Governorship aspirant under the People's Democratic Party in Kaduna State, Senator Yusuf Datti Baba Ahmed, has pulled out of the governorship primaries less than 24 hours to the election. The PDP primaries, which is scheduled for Wednesday, has 6 aspirants, including former governor of the state, Ramalan Yero, and former member of the House of Representatives, Isa Ashiru. The report.
In a letter to the state PDP chairman, Hassan Hayat, in Kaduna, Baba Ahmed said credible and first-hand reports have proved that the PDP was yet to learn lessons going by the ongoing primaries in the state.
Credible first-hand reports that have apparently proved that anticipated changes in our politics are yet to hold and lessons yet unlearned, as evidenced by ongoing primaries. I'm not comfortable that the way we are going about bringing out we're turning aspirants into candidates. Any right-thinking politician knows that we are taking ourselves way back into the darkness. This is very clear and very, very easy to see.
Baba Ahmed, who ruled out joining the All Progressives Congress, stressed that unless checked, what was happening within the PDP could jeopardize its chances in 2023.
For certain, I can tell you that APC is a party I will never, ever join. And the reasons are clear. The most corrupt government in Nigeria, who has brought the highest disunity and insecurity in Nigeria. I can clearly rule that out. If APC were to give me the ticket for presidency today, I will reject it immediately.
Trust TV gathered from sources close to Baba Ahmed that the senator had made the decision to pull out of the race because money politics as displayed during the just concluded House of Assembly, House of Representatives and ongoing Senate elections was inconsistent with his ideology of how aspirants can emerge as party candidates. Lami Sadiq for Trust TV News.
Serving Senator Shuaibu Isa Lau of Northern Senatorial District of Taraba has won the PDP ticket for the Senatorial District. The electoral officer, Savu Sunday, announced that Isa Lau scored 92 votes, emerged winner. David Ishaya came second with 73 votes, followed by J.D. Williams, who scored 5 votes, while A.S. Bandawa scored 1 vote.
For the election of the Taraba North Senatorial District. The election had 4 contestants, namely Senator Shuaibu Isa Lau, Honorable Bandawa A.S., Dr. J.G. Williams P. David, and Dr. David Ishaya. Honorable Bandawa A.S. scored a total of 01 votes. Dr. J.G. Williams David scored a total of 05 votes. Dr. David Ishaya scored a total of 73 votes, while Senator Shuaibu Isa Lau scored a total of 92 votes. With the power vested in me as the electoral officer of this Taraba North Senatorial District, I hereby declare that Senator Shuaibu Isa Lau won the election with a total of 92 votes and is hereby returned elected.
Still in politics, National Chairman of the Social Democratic Party, Shehu Gaban, says the party is on the verge of shaking Nigeria's political landscape ahead of the 2023 elections due to influx of politicians running on its platform. The chairman, who gave the indication in an exclusive interview with Trust TV's Shafiu Suleiman, also speaks on a wide range of political developments in the polity.
The Social Democratic Party, SDP, is a replica of the party in the Second Republic with ideology a little to the left, as it was the claim. It's viewed as a third force to reckon with in the nation's polity and serve as an alternative platform for those seeking elective positions. How prepared is this party ahead of the 2023 polls?
I saw analysis on one of the papers yesterday and I was laughing because most of the journalists are fixated around APC and PDP, and parties that are not making noise, they feel they are not making any impact. But we allow them to their own assessment. I don't think that is investigative journalism. Now you are here trying to find out. If you see the record of those who have purchased form, I'm sure that you will understand that SDP is a major force to be reckoned with. SDP is a threat to PDP and APC as I'm talking to you right now.
As it struggles to meet electoral timelines like other political parties, what is the Social Democratic Party bringing to the table on issue-based discourse outside the usual political rhetorics?
Democracy is the best form of government if you have a president who understands the divisions of power, the utilization of power. During Shagari regime, you never had this kind of agitations and complaints because there was utilization of power. And there are capacity to checkmate people you have given a responsibility.
The Social Democratic Party SDP chairman says, like many other Nigerians, the party is worried about the negative trajectories that could undermine the Paja democratic process.
The decay in the society, is extremely very critical. The infrastructure is in bad shape. The educational system is in bad shape. The health sector is in bad shape. There's no even water for people to drink. Even in Abuja where we are, I lived in Metama, sometimes I'll spend 1 week without water.
There are currently 6 presidential aspirants battling to grab the party's ticket as it holds its presidential primary on June the 2nd. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Politics of godfatherism is very popular in the Nigerian political system. Godfatherism is used to describe a situation where a senior politician mentors and installs a mentee to run for a political position while being answerable to the mentor, otherwise known as godfather. Ibrahim Ismail examines the views of politicians on political godfatherism in the Gombe state. The report.
Abubakar Habu Ma'azu is a politician in Gombe State. He was a youth leader of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in Gombe during the tenure of former governor Danjuma Goje. Goje is Habu's political godfather, but they now have some differences, and Habu is contesting against his boss for the position of Gombe Central Senatorial District, a seat Goje has been occupying for more than a decade.
That is why I told you the godfather always wants to maintain his position. Goje has been in power for almost 24 years. Most of the younger ones that they are going to vote now, most when he was the minister in 1999, they were not yet born. Some of those that are born, maybe they are 18, they were 8, 5, not more than 10 years now, but he's still in power. But he doesn't want to go. But we, the younger ones, want him to go so that others will grow.
Habu Muazu said godfatherism is hindering Nigeria's development.
The election is becoming very, very expensive, and that is why the rate of corruption is always going up, up and up. And the younger ones may not have the opportunity to serve their country because they don't have money. But if all the youth of Nigeria can come together and vote out those that are promoting this kind of things, godfatherism, the country will move forward and Nigeria will become a very great country in the world.
Abdullahi Amtai is a former candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) in the 2020 Gombe Local Council election and former media aide to ex-governor Ibrahim Dankombo. He supports political godfatherism in some instances, contrary to Habu Muazu.
Like our leader now, the former governor Ibrahim Dankombo, immediately I graduated from university, he appointed me as his principal aide. So he gave me a lot of opportunity. When he say, look, Amtai, I don't want you to contest this seat at the moment. Well, I'll ask him, why, sir? He may have some reason that I cannot even know or think. You know, he has been into the system before me, and, you know, he has a lot of contacts all over the country, so he may see something that I cannot able to see. So, well, I will ask him the reason. If he's telling me the reason that is convincing, actually I will withdraw the candidates.
Nigeria has witnessed conflict between political godfathers and godsons over allegations that the godfathers interfere in their sons' quest for leadership. Such crisis was popular in Kano between Governor Ganduje and his boss Rabiu Kwankwaso. Gombe State has recently witnessed the same scenario between Governor Inwayahia and former Governor Danjuma Goje. These are but few examples of godfatherism, which many believe may not be good for the politics of Nigeria. From Gombe, Ibrahim Ismail reporting for Trust TV.
You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Coming up after the break. Nasarawa subsidizes fertilizers for farmers. Details and more shortly. Join us again. Thanks for staying. You're watching the news update on Trust Television. Here is a reminder of our top stories again. Husband of murdered pregnant woman in Anambra speaks, says wife pleaded with killers to spare children. Abuja-Kaduna train attackers give conditions to federal government. Now, moving on, federal government says it will spend 999 million naira daily to feed approximately 10 million pupils in the national homegrown school feeding program nationwide. Team lead of the program, Aishatu Dijil, revealed this Tuesday in Abuja at a stakeholders meeting on disbursement modalities for the review cost of the feeding. She said that the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadia Umar Farouk, had got the approval to spend 100 naira per person daily for the feeding program. She said 9,990,862 pupils from primary 1 to 3 will now be fed with 100 naira daily for 20 days. Security operatives attached to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission have arrested a former governor of Imo State, Rochas Okorocha. Several gunshots and tear gas canisters were fired to disperse angry supporters of the lawmaker before he was finally arrested. The operatives, who had earlier surrounded his premises, vowed not to leave until he was arrested. Reacting to the siege, the EFCC, in a statement by its spokesman, Wilson Owujaren, said the move followed the alleged refusal of the former governor to honor several invitations extended to him after jumping the administrative bail earlier granted him by the commission. Owujaren recalled that the EFCC had on January 24, 2022, filed a 17-count charge bordering on diversion of public funds and properties to the tune of 2.9 billion naira against Okorocha. At least 20,700 bags of NPK fertilizers are to be sold to farmers at the subsidized rate of 10,000 naira each in Nasarawa State. Governor Abdullahi Sule of the state stated this while inaugurating sale of the product to farmers for 2022 farming season in Lafia. Abubakar Abdullahi sent this report as presented in our studios.
Speaking at the inauguration, Governor Abdullahi Sule said that the state government purchased each bag at 17,000 naira and subsidized the price to enable many farmers afford it.
In the market, you are now buying at 17,000. We have bought ours close to that. But since my father, the Emir of Lafia, is also a farmer, we will sell it to you at 10,000 naira. I therefore charge the beneficiaries to ensure judicious use of the commodity to increase your yields. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is pertinent to state that this administration remains resolute in its determination to ensure that agricultural potentials of the state are fully harnessed for the overall benefit of our people.
While explaining that the state is endowed with fertile land and good climatic condition suitable for the production of arable crops for both domestic and foreign consumption, Governor Sule also vowed to deal with anyone involved in profiteering of diversion of the fertilizer.
Let me categorically warn that those handling the fertilizer sales will be held responsible for any anomaly in the distribution in their respective domain. Coordinators at various levels are to ensure remittances of sales to the designated bank account, as any misappropriation will be meted with appropriate sanction.
Governor Sule further called on members of the public, especially farmers, to report any abnormality that may arise in the process selling the government fertilizer. Responding on behalf of farmers, the chairman of All Farmers Association of Nigeria, Samuel Meshi, expressed gratitude to the governor for his developmental strides, particularly in the agricultural sector. The AFN chairman, however, said farmers have challenges ranging from insecurity and lack of tractors for mechanized farming.
It is our plea that for the sake of farmers and all of us, that security should be beefed up so that farmers can go to their farms, plant their crops, harvest them as at when due for the benefit of all of us. The other problem is that of farm power, farm tractors. In Nasarawa State, the farmers are faced with lack of farm power to help them cultivate their farms.
He appealed to the governor to further reduce the price of the fertilizer and offer tractors on loan to farmers in the state.
Away from Nigeria, nearly 300 people have been evacuated after a major landslide caused by a river flood left residents homeless and staying at shelters in Santa Rosa de Cabal, Colombia. At present, the community reports nearly 70 households flooded and unlivable, while 10 persons were lightly injured and 2 people had to be hospitalized. Authorities are already on site and attempting to remove the debris and assist in water removal efforts. And with that, we wrap up Trust News Update. You can watch more by clicking the subscribe button on our YouTube and also following us across all social media platforms. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching.